We'll have a little bit of time to work today. I think, oh, don't let me forget to mark it here. Okay. Did you come in late or something? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Sometimes I remember. Yeah. Is this where we were? I feel like when I got cut off, it was right in the middle solving them. Okay. I don't think we started the integration, or did we write the integral? Thank you. Okay, so we wrote this out and then we hadn't put it in the calculator yet. That's right. That's right. Let's see. The first one was -3 to 0. G. I don't think we even had a chance to put anything in the calculator, if I remember right. No, actually, I sort of remember putting in y. Yeah, all right. Wait, are these the correct ones? Perfect. Do you want me to wait a minute here until you guys get slash cut up? Did you guys get those put in your calculator yet yesterday?
Not yet.
Okay. So I am going to treat this exactly like f of x was the first equation, and so I made sure to put it under y1. G of x was the second, so I'll put it as y2. I do remember mentioning to you guys that since f and g were written down in the problem, you're allowed to write f of x and g of x rather than writing out the whole equation. These equations aren't necessarily like terribly difficult to write out, but you definitely will get some equations that are just really annoying and take a long time to keep rewriting them. So if you're allowed to write f of x and g of x in place of it. Okay, so the first integral was, I'm going to do alpha window to bring up the integral, so number 4. First one was -3 to 0. And then I believe the first integral was g minus f. I don't know. I can't see it. Okay. Yeah. Come on. So there's multiple ways that you can get y2 and y1. I'm unsure as to why the calculator doesn't just name them f of x, g of x, but they've always written it as y1, y2, y3. So when we hit alpha window, you guys should notice at the bottom where it says function is highlighted, and that's the second of 4 options. Well, if you click zoom, I believe it'll move over to the matrix menu. And then if you hit trace, it'll go over to the Y variable menu. And so I can click Y2, like number 2, and then I don't have to find Y2 somewhere else. If you have a TI-83, yes?
Yeah.
If you have a TI-83, hit the variables button, or I'll write minus. Instead of doing Y1 from the quick menu, I'll show you how to find it on the lengthier menu. Hit variables, move over to Y variables, hit function, And then you can choose y1, y2, y3.
How do you do the integral though? Definitely.
Hit the math button. And then it'll say fn int. I want to say it's below the screen, so like,
Yeah. Yeah.
okay, so fn int, and then you would do y2 minus y1, comma, x, comma, -3, comma, 0, parentheses.
Y2 minus.
Is somebody else using an 83? I thought there was, yeah. We should just like make you guys sit by each other.
So, and then,
Did you want me to repeat that?
comma. I'm good.
Okay. What part you got?
I'll get it.
Okay.
I can't find the comma.
Down by the 0, I think. Above 7?
Oh, yeah. Comma 0, comma -3. And then
The equations, comma, x, comma, -3, comma, 0.
X.
So it's like saying dx.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
FYI, it's not like you guys carry around the user manual for these calculators. If you ever need to know where something is, just Google it. It's super easy to find. Like the people who have Casio calculators, that's pretty much what I traditionally do, is I don't remember how to find them because the menus are set up different, so I usually just Google it. And there's lots of people that put all this online for you. Okay. Did a lot of you hit enter? If you hit enter, hit up and highlight this and select it again, because we're just going to do this all on one. So the integral from -3 to 0 plus the integral, hit up twice and hit enter, it'll select it and paste it on a new line. Yep. Or actually, you know what, you could just hit plus and it'll just automatically take your previous answer and add on to it. Still hit up, it'll still there. Your calculator doesn't delete it even if you hit delete. You can hit second enter. Entry brings up the previous things you typed in. It's like when all like the junior high kids like put stuff on their calculator, they want to write dirty messages. It's super easy to bring it up. Are you guys trying to tell me you guys didn't write like, actually I'm not going to say them, but like, you're old enough to hear them, but I'm not going to say them. 0 to 3. We want f minus g on this one, so this is going to be y1 minus y2. So I'm just going to go right to f4. 1 minus 2. Basically, knowing the shortcuts can save you a ton of time. And that would be the area of the two pieces put together. Now, theoretically, in the time it took me to show you how to do this, we probably could have done it by hand and been done. But once you know how to do this, it's important because I guarantee you're going to get questions that specifically test you how to do this. Right, Aiden? Right. Put it away, man. Why are you sitting there watching videos? It's literally on your lap and you're flipping through it. Yeah. Okay, this bottom question, actually, you know what? I'll pause. Does anybody want me to redo or explain any part of that whole entire thing that maybe you got stuck on, not sure about? Because it's important that you know how to use it. When we are done with this, or sometime in the next couple weeks, I found some stuff online about how to use your calculator, like practice doing certain things for the AP Calc exam. Would you guys like me to just like put that in Schoology for you to try if you ever have spare time? Okay, because I know some of you don't feel very comfortable on the calculator, and so that might be helpful for you. Okay, I'll put it on there when I get a chance.
I'm just a little confused how you got like the g of x minus f of x. Like how you
Gotcha.
Like looking at the graph, because there's like two.
Yes. So for each section, when we do the integral or when we find the area, we always want to take the top, why can't I write? We always want to take the top information minus the bottom information. The whole reason we do that is to get a positive answer. If we would accidentally do it in reverse, it would be the same number answer but negative. Yeah. So we specifically always do top minus bottom. And this section right here, that's the top equation. And the parabola is G.
And then you just do the opposite.
And then over here, this is the top equation, correct? Yep. Okay, I thought maybe the question on the, oh, somebody want me to repeat it? Okay, I thought maybe the question on the bottom might be a good one for you to see if you can kind of go beginning to end. I'll probably start it with you a little bit because of the way it's set up. But for you to check to see if you can do it correctly on your calculator. Given that this is trig, make sure your calculator is in radian mode. Only for the physics people who would have changed it to degrees. Now this one says choose one of the regions. Because it doesn't matter which one you pick, they're all the same size. But you do have to know which region you're picking to decide what's the top, what's the bottom, where it begins, where it ends. Should we do the first one or the second? Second? Sounds good. We will pick the second one, begin there, end there. And it looks like the top equation is cosine.
Yeah.
And we kind of know it's cosine because it starts at 1, sine starts at 0. Okay? If we would have chosen the first section, it's obviously just swap. And if you weren't sure, remember you could always just plug a number in and find out. Okay, so we are going to take the integral cosine minus sine. But the main thing we have to figure out is right here. Bless you. Okay, this one is slightly different. Actually, let's do this differently. Let's make you use your calculator even more than normal. Why don't you use your calculator to figure out where they cross each other? I mean, we can figure it out by hand. I mean, that's not horrible. It's not easy, but it's not horrible. But why don't we use the calculator to figure out where they cross? Because you will get questions like that as well. You have to decide, find where they intersect. And should we just go 3 decimal places for intersection so that we all do it the same? Perfect. Oh. Yeah, wasn't that you that handed it to me the other day?
Yeah. Thank you.
I am going to go to Lynn and say, keep it.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
I tried my calculator.
Yeah.
I found out where they intersected, but it didn't give me decimal. How do I put that into like?
You want a decimal?
But isn't it gonna be like an even like? It's probably gonna be like 3 pi over 2 or something like that.
We're just going to do a decimal.
All right. Okay.
But you are correct.
Yeah. Is it 3 pi over 2?
Um,
I just put that
No, because it'd be at a 45-degree angle. So it would be pi fourths and 5 pi fourths.
Oh, I can find both.
Okay, before I do like 18 trips, is there anybody else that needs a calculator charger cord? Okay. So why are you walking away? I wasn't telling you no, I just didn't want to keep walking back. All right. Actually, I'm gonna grab another. Correct. Oh, yeah, I keep forgetting about that. Because this is the first year it's gonna be offered on the test. Desmos is 10 times quicker to find the answer. But, too late, we're already on the. If you have a TI-83, you should immediately toss the 83 and go to Desmos. I'll just, without trying to sound harsh, too many of the features on the 83 are set up to be a lot of button pushing.
Yes.
Extra, like unnecessarily extra. Desmos is built into the test.
Oh, like the SAT?
I don't know. Isn't it the same company that does AP and SAT?
Yeah.
Then yes.
Wait, what? Wait, you guys know that?
Okay, should I take this as a poll? How many of you are planning on using your calculator on the AP test rather than Desmos? Or maybe I should ask that differently, but is anybody in here just immediately going to use Desmos instead? Should I show you both today?
Desmos is easy because you just gotta click the.
Yes. Yes. Okay, to find the intersection on your calculator, go to the calculation menu above trace. So second trace. This is going to find where they intersect, so number 5. When you choose intersect, it's going to ask you for which 2 curves you want to intersect. So I have to hit enter on this blue one, and then I'm going to hit enter on the red one. And then it asks me about where they cross. So I need to move the cursor about where they cross. And that's going to be my first x value, 3927. Yeah, this is stupid annoying because you would think in the 25 years they've made this calculator, they would make copy and paste an option. Yet they still charge $110. Aren't these calculators $110 at the store? Spend the same price for like their entire existence. Yep. I'm sure you can definitely buy and use it on sale and stuff now, but they're absolutely not worth it. Okay, then we need to do the same process to find the second intersection. So click, click, then move it. And we get 7069.
With the first one, aren't there 3 instead of 2?
So the picture on our notes says pick which section we're doing it on, and people had voted to do the second section, so that's why I chose those points. You're right. It does. It just repeats like forever how many times they cross. Where to go? Okay. Now I need to exit off of the graph. And I did cosine as y1. So I'm going to have to integrate. from 3.927. But yes, this would be 5 pi fourths. And then the top value would be 9 pi fourths. So the top value is going to be 0.69. And I need y1 minus y2. I see your hand up, but I'm going to do this.
That's fine. That right down.
Okay, good, because I'll forget the steps. Okay. I mainly wanted to do this because there absolutely is going to be questions where you have to find the intersections that can't be done by hand. Okay, so we got 2.828. And then let's make sure we get the same answer on Desmos. Yeah, I have no doubt we will. Especially because I'm going to type the same thing in. I mean, something would be drastically wrong if we didn't.
It's like much easier too.
Oh, it's definitely easier.
I didn't know you could do integral like this.
Okay, so I did cosine as y1. Sine as y2. So there is literally just a window that you click on, a calculator icon that you click on, and it'll pop up a window of Desmos. And it's the exact same as this. Okay, so you put in the two graphs, and finding their intersections is actually quite nice because you just put your mouse over it. Oh, it even says 5 pi fourths. Well, that actually is going to slightly screw up mine, but
Oh, okay, graphs.
and then the second intersection, 9 pi fourths. Well, at least I was correct when I did it in my head. And if I'm going to integrate them, I need to click on the keyboard icon on the bottom. Now, there's obviously no integral here because it's not used that often. A majority of everybody that uses this doesn't use the calc part. So we have to click on functions. And this is where everything that's built into Desmos you can click on. And we'll just scroll down until we get to the calc portion, which is integral. And then we can type in the 5 pi fourths, 9 pi fourths, which conveniently is still over here if you forget it. You still can't copy and paste. Not that I know of, I guess. Maybe there is a way that I don't know of. But we can type in 5 pi fourths. Oh, I hate typing pi on here. Pi divided by 4. 9 pi fourths. And then on this one, I could have done this. I can name them. And then it should let me type f of x minus g of x. That way I don't have to keep retyping all of the info. And then I need to write dx, I believe. Oh, did I forget equals?
Parentheses. You need to do parentheses around the f of x and g of x, I think.
No. I probably have to put equals afterwards. Yeah, okay. Good call. Go ahead.
What if it's not a definite area?
But I can't do it. Calculators can only calculate numerical answers. I shouldn't phrase it that way. There are calculators that you can buy that will do it. They purposely write the questions so those would not be an advantage. So I actually have a class set of them, but I stopped using them because nobody ever buys those calculators for some reason. Texas Instruments does have newer and better calculators than these, but everybody still just buys the TA84 because I think their siblings did. I don't know. So they don't even really try to put them in books or anything anymore. So they're called the Inspire, and there's one called the Inspire CAS, which does calculus problems.
Aren't those really expensive?
No, they're the same price. That's what's strange. Yeah, they're the same price. I don't know why these are still the same price as the newer ones, but whatever.
They do everything this one does and more for the same price.
A lot more, yeah. They're similar to this, that you can just put they have a mouse cursor built onto them, so you can just put the mouse on the, but, yeah. So I quit trying to even teach it to my calc classes, because nobody had them, so. I got one if you want to borrow one.
Would you recommend the TI-84 or the Desmos for the AP test?
If it were me, I would use Desmos with the caveat that it always seems like everything internet related quits working when you need it. So, this is the first year they're using electronic tests for all the tests. So we'll see how it goes. I can tell you, as somebody who had to experience their testing during COVID, because they tried doing internet testing then, that went very badly. So we'll find out. But the nice thing is, it's either going to be everybody has a horrible time or everybody works great. And if everybody's does horribly and fails and screws up, then you'll have another test.
They won't curve it.
They do curve it every year.
I mean, if everybody fails.
No. They take everybody's scores from around the world and curve that. So the score you need to get a 3 or a 4 or a 5 changes every year. 3 is roughly 40%.
Total?
Yep. 4 is roughly 55%. And then a 5 has varied from like 60 to 70%. Yeah, there's usually only a couple people that actually get perfect scores. It's not intended for people to do really well. So you guys all will feel like it was a horrible, hard test. Everybody feels like they do bad because they're judging and comparing it to like a normal test.
Are you doing like a Mr. Big strategy where you make these tests way harder than actual AP exams, so AP exam feels easy?
Are you talking about our unit test?
Yeah, like, yeah.
No. No, I would, but that wouldn't go over well. We definitely always try to give you harder stuff when we can. The practice books have harder multiple choice than the real test.
What are the practice books?
I have a bunch in my closet. Were you gone the day I showed them up?
Oh, like the printed kind of ones?
Yep.
Oh, yeah. It's hard at work.
I'm assuming that was you guys making the noise though? Yeah, okay. Do you want me to go over one more problem or do you want to be done? Oh, Vincent's back. Okay, I can tell that you guys don't have the brain focus today for me to do this problem, but I want to explain it. I can't remember who asked it yesterday. Maybe Sophia?
Yeah.
Oh, you're just going to say yes anyway.
No, I asked. The one
So,
where you-
yes. We did this problem horizontally yesterday, and I tried to tell you guys that it was a lot easier because of that. And I guess the easiest way I can explain this is if you're doing it horizontally, you always have to take the right equation minus the left equation. And if I'm looking at this horizontally, all of the horizontal lines have the exact same right-hand side and left-hand side. So it's one solid integral. If I chose to solve these equations so that they both said y equals, so I could make these equations vertical. Hold on. If I make these equations vertical and I draw vertical lines, I do not have the same top and bottom piece throughout the whole thing. This would be the top for the first half. This would be the top for the second half. This would be the bottom for the entire, okay. This would be the bottom for the entire picture. So if I did it vertically, which FYI, the parabola one would have a plus and a minus. This would be the plus version, this would be the minus version. If we did it vertically, the first integral would be to right there. And then the second integral there. So we would get the exact same answer that we did when we did it horizontally, but it would have two integrals and be worse equations and more work. You are allowed to do it whichever direction you want, anytime. But if the equations say x equal, we do it horizontally because they're set up that way easier. But you can change it, and they allow you to. Okay, that's all I wanted to show you. The orientation you do it won't matter. It will matter when we do three-dimensional.
So on your test and on the AP test, will they usually give you the easier
Yeah.
format? They'll set it up the easier way. You don't have to like change it around and make it faster.
I actually do kind of remember one that they gave that could be done fine one orientation, but was easier the other orientation.
Okay.
But it still was set up so that you could do it regardless.
Yeah.
Wait, just for that, I have a question. Okay, it's kinda unrelated, but like,
Oh, okay.
what's like the average like AP score of like this class at Eastridge? Like in previous classes?
Do you want to know how many people pass with get at least a 3? Is that what you're asking probably?
I guess.
The average score, I don't know. They don't actually give us the average score. They tell us how many people get 1s, 2s, 3s.
Oh, yeah.
So, last year we had 60-some% get a 3 or more, which was the highest we've had. Traditionally, underclassmen are a solid majority of the 3s, 4s, 5s. The seniors that signed up for it well, the seniors that sign up for it, by the time they go to take the test, kind of decide they want to take Calc 1 in college anyway. And so they mentally write off their score and it shows. If you want to pass, you'll be able to pass.
What grades do you mean by underclassmen, like sophomores and freshmen, or like juniors?
That is what I.
Anybody that is not a senior. No, you're right, because sometimes underclassmen, I guess, could technically 9, 10. Non-seniors.
Gotcha.
Non-seniors. Non-seniors tend to take it more serious because they're still gonna be here, still gonna be trying.
Yeah.
Seniors tend to, we won't call it a senior slide, but it's,
Lower class.
Right, so if
No, that doesn't sound right.